Welcome to another tutorial. This time I'm going to talk about track cutting, how one track can cut the polygons out of another one. So it's good for intersections, although it isn't as good as the intersections I have planned, which are proper 3D tools, but it'll pass for a number of uses. So we've got the track going across and slightly, I've purposely done this slightly downhill as well, so it makes it a little bit trickier to merge them. And I'll create another one in a slightly different texture just down here. Now by default these couple of flags that determine whether tracks are cutting or not shouldn't be used for whole tracks. You should just use it in the areas that you're interested in the tracks crossing, because they do take a little bit more time to process. So if you had kilometers and kilometers of track that is flagged as that but doesn't actually do any cutting, it'll slow things down processing wise in RTB unnecessarily. So at the moment both those tracks are cutting into the terrain, but because one's over the top of the other you're getting to see some holes. So the first thing we want to be doing is flagging those tracks as being cutting into tracks and being cut by tracks. And I'll select the other track and we'll do the same with it. So there it is, it's done. That's your track cut. It's not a great intersection yet, but it is actually taking the polygons out of this track that's running through here. It's being cut by that one. Now if we wanted to flick that around and do it the other way, let's just zoom out here. We've got a thing called hierarchy there, which determines which track is on top of which. The closer it is to 0, the closer it'll be to being on top. So at the moment this one's on top. If we were to change that to a number 1, it'll automatically take the only other track there and pop it up to number 0, and there we've got the tracks cutting the other way. Switch it back, it flips back the other way. So that's something to bear in mind in working out which track's going to cut which other track. So now we've got to get it looking nice, and that's not too difficult. We just do that with a few cross sections. So I'm going to click on this track first, and then holding the control key I'm going to click on it again, and looking downwards I'm going to move that, holding the M key now, to around about where the edge is of that road. Now we'll do the same on the other side while we're here and looking straight down ish, and we put another cross section in there. Now we're going to make good use of these arrows, and holding our friendly Y key we click and drag that up. And I'm going to drag it until that point's roughly in line, which it is. Now the next cross section it's going to is up here, so we need to get that and drag that down, doing it the same way. Click on that, holding Y, and we'll drag that down. Now we can fine tune this. I've probably gone a little bit too far, and we'll just bring that in a little bit closer to the track. And now is the fun part. Using the white keys, white arrows, and the Y key, we can just drag one side of it up so it's pivoting. And that in this case that was pivoting around that point, and I can drag this back down the other way. There it goes. So you've got that nice and neat now along there. And we can do the same over here. Just move that a little bit closer. Hold the Y key, move that down, move this one up, and that's looking reasonable. That could go down a little bit more, down to about there. So that's how you can get a cut in your track. Thanks for watching. I'll do something a little bit more advanced in another tutorial. Thank you.